Good evening, folks. Pete here. Here is your extra bonus content video for the 2,000 word summary on how to build a business course. So, first off, not all the courses out there on the market are bad. In fact, most of them are pretty good. You'll always get something out of them. I don't know if it's going to be worth the $2,000 that you might pay for the expensive ones, but the fact of the matter is that I did not mean to put any courses down, so I hope you didn't get that out of it. A bunch of them are great. There's always something to learn and improve on. All right, let's jump in. Number one, most courses do this pretty well, and that is fear and mental toughness and preparing yourself mentally for starting a business or becoming an entrepreneur, dabbling in this stuff. You absolutely have to do this. It's first up on the list for a reason, and that's because it's very important. However, this is just my opinion, you need to continually come back to this at every single point, all the time, for the rest of your life as far as I'm concerned. It should be your first lesson, it should be your last lesson, it should be your middle lesson. You need to come back to this all the time. You need regular checkups. This is why mentors and mastermind groups and advisors are so powerful. And it's because you talk to them on a regular basis and you tell them your problems. You say, hey, I've stuck, I've hit a wall, can't go on, what do I do? And you have somebody to talk to. If you can't get either of those three things, a group, a mentor, advisor, or whatever, maybe just talk to your wife. Or you need something. You need something to check up on you, even if it's yourself. Just taking a break, I don't know, have a glass of wine, get away from the computer screen, and think about, why am I doing what I'm doing? Know that you're going to face challenges, you're going to face fears, you're going to hit walls. What am I going to do when I do this? Am I going to get frustrated and quit? Am I going to lose momentum? Am I going to be completely overwhelmed? Yes, at all points. You will feel these things. You have to get through it. Keep checking back on yourself. That is the biggest thing that these courses don't harp on enough. All right, number two. Or actually, number three, idea. So a lot of times people rush through this. Either you already have a great idea, you think, and you're like, oh man, okay, now I got to validate it, right? That's what these courses say. That's great. It is important to not ask, hey, do you like my idea? What do you think about it? That's not the way to go about doing it. And yes, it is important to get a few paying customers, or at least ask like, hey, would you pay for this? Or ask them if they want to buy it. That shows extreme trust on people that you're asking that to. If they'll pay you money for something you haven't created yet, for just an idea, that means you're onto something. That's what all the courses will tell you. And here's what most of the courses lack. This is a huge step. This is not just trying to think of an idea, maybe writing down some things I'm passionate about, some things I'm good at, and then getting 2 or 3 people to pay me for it, and then bam, idea validated, let's start a business, I'm buying a website, I'm buying inventory, whatever. That's not enough. Validation is not enough. Shaping and extraction, those are my 2 favorite words when it comes to this. You need to think of an idea, and you need to reach out to your target market, preferably in person, or if not in person, on the phone. Not through cold emails or Facebook messages. Those will work, and you should be doing those things too, but that's like a second resort. It's the last resort. You need to be interacting with your market and anyone you can literally come in contact with. Ask them questions. Ask questions, get feedback, shape your idea. Ask more questions, get more feedback, shape your idea. From whatever you think of, your initial inception of what your idea is to what you actually end up selling, if you've done this process right and you want to be any sort of successful, whatever that word means to you, you need to shape your idea. It's probably going to change. It's what they call pivoting, right? That's a big buzzword at the moment. Your idea is going to change. Ask questions, get feedback, shape your product or shape your service. You need to do this continually. 3 people is not enough. 50 people would be awesome. 1,000 people would be perfect. Okay, you need to develop this thing so by the time you're done with it, by the time you've figured out what other people's problems are and what they're having trouble with, and you've designed a solution for them, they should be begging you. They should be throwing money at you. Just like, yes, I need this. Not that, oh, that's pretty cool. yeah, I like that. That sounds good. But I need your product or your service. That's the goal. You want to help people get feedback, shape your idea. Okay. Last thing, I want to give you a few takeaways that I've kind of learned just by talking to people who have gone through these courses and have been kind of unsatisfied. So number one, you got to prepare yourself mentally. All right, we already talked a little bit about that. Two, this is something very good about business courses and even just education in general is experience and exposure. What I mean by exposure is this: when you join these groups, usually you're put in some sort of community, whether that's a Facebook group or forums on a website or even like a mastermind group where you literally meet, even if it's on Skype or whatever, but you are introduced to a community. You're exposed to other people like you who are trying to do this. They're having the same problems you're having. They're facing the same challenges that you are facing. They're having ideas. They're trying to make money. They're trying to change the world. Whatever it is, gaining exposure to these people is key. You will not learn in a vacuum. You will learn when you're around other people who are passionate about what you're passionate about. And if you're passionate about learning, then the courses are excellent at bringing you to a community to learn. What else I got here? Two things, really quick, and then I'll let you go. 4, passion. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, you should be showing passion for your product or service. People can see through you in a heartbeat nowadays, especially online. If you're watching this video, you can probably see through me. Actually, you can't. Why? Because I'm passionate. I'm passionate about helping people. I've discovered that only quite recently. You need to be passionate whenever you talk to people. The more enthusiasm and the more you can truly believe in your product or your service, people see that. And even if people don't see that, they hear that. Or even if they don't hear that, they feel that. And you can sell people by being passionate, believing in your product or your service or whatever you stand for. Get behind it 300%, and you will have a lot easier time finding any modicum of success. I think I just made that word up, modicum. Last but not least, never quit. I, of all people, am the worst person to tell you this because I wanted to quit at so many things in my life, including building a business, but I'm passionate about it, and I have kind of developed a mental framework that doesn't always work. Sometimes it fails me, but I've developed a little bit of a mental framework that, hey, whoa, I'm really frustrated right now. I'm really depressed. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm cut out for this. I should probably just stick to my just as being an accountant. I realize that, and then I move on. The next day I usually feel better. I can pick myself up because I have the mental capacity, because I understand that it's necessary to take a step back, look at your surroundings, realize the challenges you're facing, and then move on. Don't quit. Baby steps to keep up momentum. You can do this. I have faith in you, loyal viewer. And that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed the article, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you to my lovely wife who has filmed me this via my phone.